Welcome to the Mobile Cyclist, the show that brings you the best of bicycling's people, places, and things. I'm your host, Anthony Barr. I travel the country visiting the coolest bike shops, destinations, and hotspots to hang out in before or after the ride. I'm a guy that loves all things cycling. I am the Mobile Cyclist. Today I'm in Brownsburg, Indiana to visit Bluegrass Bicycle Company. Kind of a unique shop. There's no sign on the door, and they don't really do a lot of advertising, but I think you'll find they do some pretty cool stuff inside. Let's go take a look. Hey Jonathan, what's up?
Hey Anthony, thanks for coming over.
Appreciate you meeting with me today.
No problem. We have a love of music. We specifically like bluegrass music a lot, and it's a music that's kind of rootsy and organic, and we think our business is kind of that way as well.
Your approach is unique. You work one-on-one, and you only work by appointment.
So we do most of the things a big bike shop would do, but we just do it one person at a time, and it's just my wife Tania and I, and that's it.
Show me around a little bit.
We've got our fitting stand and some fitting tools here as well. We fit people to their bikes. It's one of the main things we do here, making sure people are comfortable, and powerful and efficient on their bikes, and making sure that their bikes are really tailor fit towards them.
Why is it important for folks to get a fit? What's for folks that may not be familiar with it?
Fitting is important for everybody, beginners or advanced riders. If you haven't been fit on your bike, you're assuredly leaving something on the table as it relates to comfort or performance or efficiency.
Jonathan has worked on everything from the latest cutting-edge bike technology to some truly old-school stuff.
We fix and see about everything. We've got a bike in the basement that has wooden rims on it from the 20s.
Serious?
Yeah. So bike mechanics are one of the few mechanics that work on 80, 90, 100 years worth of stuff routinely. So we'll go from something super modern and very high tech to something pretty basic and old. A lot of stuff coming and going with two wheels here, and occasionally one wheels. Every once in a while, a unicycle.
A unicycle?
Yeah.
I'm not getting on that thing, no way. In case you guys haven't noticed, we're in a house. It's pretty cool. So what's that like? Your commute's like 20 feet from the bedroom, walking out in your PJs?
Yeah, you can do your commute in your bathrobe if you want to. It's pretty short. I actually really miss the bicycle commuting, which I did for years.
How in the world do you keep up on all this stuff?
Doing it is really how you learn. Learning everything you can about it and then diving in and getting the experience by doing.
Hey Jonathan, thanks for letting us come out today.
No problem.
Bluegrass Bicycles, Brownsburg, Indiana. Come check them out. These guys know their stuff. Next, I'm headed to the Hoosier National Forest in southern Indiana to check out the Death March, a two-person adventure ride of a slightly ghoulish nature. How exactly does the sucker work?
Well, the Death March is teams of two who race to different historical cemetery checkpoints, taking a digital picture in front of cemetery signs as proof of reaching the checkpoint. And really, it's just a free-for-all all day long.
I decided to partake in a little of the action myself. That's my breakfast. Breakfast of champions. About half of us went left, and half of them went right. This event can be challenging both on and off the bike. Picking up the bike, put it over a guardrail. So this is like a moss-covered bridge, wood, with wet moss, aged wet moss. It is literally grease. Oh! Joe. Oops.
Yeah. It's slick.
Proper form. That means staying vertical. That's proper form. Let's hope nobody did that to that poor little guy. Rest in peace, buddy. Nowhere else but the death march. Oh, that's wet. Knowing a few basic bike mechanic skills can mean the difference between finishing or throwing in the towel.
Not the best patch in the world, but we're gonna see if this works. All right, have a good one, enjoy.
The winner is the team that hits the required checkpoints with the lowest total time. Bonus time reductions are awarded for reaching more obscure landmarks, like the fire tower, where we met some riders with a very specific strategy.
You have any goals today?
Our first goal was to hit one cemetery, and we got that. So our next goal is to find Foxy with the keg.
With terrain as diverse as asphalt, gravel, mud, and even water, some folks needed a form of inspiration that electrolyte drinks just can't provide. Is there booze here?
A little bourbon.
A little bourbon? Yeah, just taking bourbon. Tania and the crew really know how to put on a fantastic event, including some post-ride Cajun cuisine and cold beers from the folks at Upland Brewing Company. And speaking of cold brews, I'm here to meet with owner Doug Dayhoff and some of the guys from the Upland cycling team. And while Upland is popular with the local beer-loving community, it's a social hotspot for local cyclists and two-wheeled tourists, both near and far. Let's go check it out.
We brew 50 or 60 different beers. We have a pub and a restaurant that's a big part of the local scene. I just think it's a great town, great cycling town, of course.
Great beers, of course, but Upland doesn't serve just your average pub food. They have a serious menu.
So we try to walk the talk on being food artisans in addition to beer artisans. Our cooking staff are artisans like our brewing staff is, and it's a big part of what we do.
Upland's very own cycling team definitely brings their A game to the local racing scene, but always manages to celebrate Upland style. What is it about Upland that seems to have that connection with the cycling community?
So we've partnered with Upland, our cycling team, for 5 years now, I think. For some reason, bikes and beer always go super well together. I don't always know why, but I think it's a perfect fit.
So is there like a kind of like a creed or manifesto of the team, or is it just to go out, kick ass, and fly the Upland colors proud?
I have a few opinions on that. One is I race hard so I can drink the beer after the race. Doug and Upland, they just trust us enough to just go out and ride and race, so that racing really becomes more about doing well for your friends and your teammates than it is for the brand that you're representing.
Great food, great brews, and a great cycling team to boot. What more could you want? How about their very own cycling camp for adults called the Tour de Upland? So Tour de Upland, tell me a little bit about that. Is it a soul ride, or is it you got to go out and hammer for 100 miles?
Yeah. So,
can anybody do this thing?
So the idea behind Tour de Upland was to we were thinking about riding bikes, camping, drinking beer, and music. Could we put that all together in a weekend? But it's all about getting on your bikes, getting out in the woods, getting out in the uplands, the hills, which is where the brewery's name comes from, are these great hills around here, and having a good time with friends, making new friends, listening to music, drinking beer. Bloomington's been the epicenter of the cycling community in the Midwest for 40 years. When you grow up here and where you come from here, that's going to be part of your fabric.
It's clear that mixing great beer and cycling with some tasty food while serving it all up in a true cycling town shows that Upland has got it figured out.